Hey, good morning, Dr. Bob Flower. Monday, January 9th, the day. Well, so far it's kind of slow in the market, but look, let's see what happens between today and tomorrow. Um, Friday was sort of a bust day. Market did go up, but then it just kind of petered right out and ended up about 55 points down. So it was really a nothing day. It was one of those break-even days. Um, Today, as I told you earlier, we're short. We're going to stay short here for a while, and in fact, we're also short the silver and the metals here for at least another week to 10 days. I would say we don't like what we're seeing, and this is. I mean, not only do we think that there's going to be something dramatic coming up here, um, we think that there's something going on here that I can't quite get my fingers on relative to a push to push the S&P and the Dow, of course, past these current levels. This 1278 level on the S&P is a very, very strong resistance point. And I think there's a lot of manipulation going on with the boys down on Wall Street to try and get some sort of breakthrough, even if it does fall back, but to penetrate. Once a level like that is penetrated, it's just a matter of time before, even if it does withdraw, that it surges forward, and is a major move to push that. Now I don't know whether that's coming from the government or whether it's coming from Wall Street or whether it's coming from both, but that is definitely what is going on here. And my thinking is that they're trying to push this ahead of any bad news, uh, to try and make the news that much less injurious. Let's put it that way, okay? And I hope I'm not confusing you, but the point is that we have noticed that there are moves, and yet if you look at some of the stronger stable stocks, your Procter and Gamble, your Eli Lilly, Pepsi, and those stocks, they bounced over the past 2 weeks. Take a look at any one of their charts or all of their charts, and now they're slipping, and they're slipping pretty good, which indicates that there's a weakness there, an underlying weakness that's not able to sustain these pushes forward. Okay. Um, Now, when something like that happens, of course, one of two things happens: either there's a major breakthrough and it just shoots for the moon, or there's a major downturn. Um, we think it's going to be the latter. Uh, there's a lot of good news coming out. Granted, I, we don't think that what's going on with the unemployment going down to 8.5, we think that that's a bunch of baloney, because we think that we agree with people like Jack Welch, for instance, that it's more a matter of a lot of people dropping out of the workforce, and doing something else, going on their own, or something of that sort. Um, and it has nothing to do with the market actually being at 8.5%. Now, relative to that, there was an interesting study. I don't know how many people are aware of this. There was an interesting study that came out actually over the weekend by Stanford University that showed that the restrictive regulations that have been put in place by the Obama administration have cost the American economy 2 million jobs. Okay, now any of you who know Stanford University know it's not a bastion of conservatism. In fact, it's just the opposite. This is a pretty powerful report, and we're not seeing it on too many reporting stations. But to me, this seems to be at the heart of what's going on here. Now, let's talk about a little politics with economics and the real estate. I'm sorry, and the stock market. If and I believe what I'm going to tell you is absolutely true. If the market and investors and business people think that Obama has a good chance of winning, you're going to see a real terrible economy. Um, and that may be one of the reasons why we are seeing in these patterns downturn for 2012. Okay, the only thing that's looking positive, if you want to call it positive, is that the real estate market seems to be just about at its bottom. I don't think you're going to see much more of a slide in real estate. Um, Maybe in certain areas, like Arizona, for instance, um, and perhaps even California, Florida, Nevada, those four areas, you might see a further decline. I don't think you're going to see a big decline from these levels. So I think we're seeing the bottom. I don't think you're going to see a move up for another couple of years in those areas. But I think we are looking at a bottom, which can help within the next year or two, because as I said a number of times, uh, you can't. Uh, it's without a recovery in real estate and construction, you're not going to see any real movement in this economy, in any economy. I don't care whether it's capitalism or socialism or communism. It's just not going to happen. Um, so a real strong economy, 3 years, maybe 4 years off, 2015, 2016, somewhere in there. But bid as it may, let's get to this year. We definitely are looking at some very strong manipulation by the Fed, by the government, to show things better. And we talked about this last week, as a matter of fact, to show things better than what they really are. Um, and I do think that you're going to see some move this week, as I said, either today or tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I have a chart. I'm going to put it up. I realize that this is very difficult for people to see, but we're going to put this up on our website so you can take a look at it. This is an S&P chart for today, and this is one of our processes. And if Jan, if you can take a good look at that, you'll see where you have these two points crossing here, right in there. Okay, that date is the 11th of January. So this is to us another confirmation that we're looking at something major occurring, and this is also an up move that you're seeing by virtue of this chart. And again, we're going to put it up on the website. You take a look at it. It'll be blown up so you can get a good look at what we see. And again, it is indicating an up move, but we don't think that up move is going to hold at this point. We think that we're going to see some wild fluctuations coming up here very soon. One of my stock market friends said that it's very hard to see a major move in the markets early in January because everybody is still not focused, and they're still got the New Year's thing and the holiday thing and whatnot. I don't know. That's not my culture. I couldn't tell you, but he knows what he's talking about, so that could well be. But moves, we will see. Swings, we will see. Oil, you're going to see some down moves in oil. You're going to see some down moves with silver and gold, at least for the next week, maybe 2 weeks. Okay, so keep your eyes on that, and we might see a good bottom here for you silver lovers like me to move into. Um, let's see what else is happening. Europe, of course, right now is the big play, and there's something else going on with the government. They're going to try and package a lot of these bad loans along with the banks and sell them off. Um, you know, if anything is going to knock the price of real estate down a little further, it's going to be that. But I don't. But that's not going to happen in your major areas. That's going to happen in a few areas only, uh, and they're going to be so big that it, unfortunately for guys, uh, the average Joe, you know, they're not going to be able to get in at that level. You know, when they sell these big packages of loans, they're selling 100 million, 200 million dollars worth of loans, and then they're selling them at 50, 60% discount. It's kind of hard to come up with 100 million bucks to take advantage of that. What eventually happens is that when the buyers or the hedge funds or whatever buy these packages and then try and sell them for 70 75 cents on the dollar, okay, and even that's not bad today at these levels. So there is a big move for that. There's a talk of $1 trillion buyout of bad paper by the government. That would be an absolute disaster. Be great for the banks, but it would be an absolute disaster for the economy and for the market. But don't be surprised at that. Don't be surprised at some really high-end, desperate type of moves, big moves coming from the government. They have to do something. I think they're really crapping in their pants concerning this the Obamacare, that they're going to lose that battle, and that would of course hurt his chances. So there's got to be something more going on the economic side that's going to try and help the middle class guy. And there's nothing the government's going to do that's going to help the middle class guy, folks. I'm sorry. They just, these programs, and I've been involved in examining and analyzing these programs for different government agencies. They're incompetent. They can't, it's like going to a government therapist to get drug help, and they're on drugs. Okay, I mean, it's that type of thing. You're going to go for economic help to somebody, and forgive me, who never made more than $40,000 a year, never ran a business. I mean, come on. That's why we're spending all this money and it's not working, because the process as well as the system is broken. Right? You want to help people? Fine. All right. But don't put somebody in. Get some of these retired guys right now who need money, who made a lot of money, who may be taking a hit and looking for some consulting jobs. Get those guys in. Let them help people. Let them help the middle class people or the low income people that are looking for help as to how to make more money, how to save more money, how to be involved in the right thing, make the right decisions. Don't give me some bureaucrat who never accomplished anything in their life. I mean, they may be well intentioned, but I'm sorry, if they don't have the knowledge and experience, hey, they're not going to help anybody. Like I said, folks. All right, let's see how today and tomorrow works out. And we do have this move on the 11th, so 9th, 10th, 11th. Let's see what's going on. Next week we're going to be reporting from beautiful sunny Arizona for a couple of weeks once again, and we'll have some exciting charts for you of a totally different nature that we think you're going to like. So. Let's hear from you. I know I'm going to hear from you about the 9th, but hang in there, like my old pappy used to say, nothing is 100%. Nothing. See you next week.